He doesn't love the sin, but he loves you. Now you're his son and you're my brother. And I have to confess something to you. And as he reached to his back pocket, he took out his sheriff's badge. And my heart just dropped. I said, and he's like, don't worry about it. I'm not here as an authority. I'm here as your pastor. And thank you for sharing that with me. And I asked him, what do I do, sir? He's like, don't ask me, but if you're asking me, I'm going to give you this advice. Pray to your Father in heaven, and he will give you the answers of what you need to do. And I prayed. And I said, I'm going to turn myself in. I couldn't do it. And I would pray every night to find the courage to turn myself in, but I couldn't do it. And then finally, several months later, I said, Lord, I can't do it no more. You have to find a way. So this can happen, because I'm not comfortable. I don't want to do this anymore. I wasn't doing it anymore. I wasn't poisoning people no more. I wasn't killing people no more. When I say killing, I don't mean physically, but with the poison that I was bringing from this country to over there. And I'm not talking small amounts. I'm talking, tons and tons by the year. And Lord, this is not me. This is not me. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to run. I don't want to have that fear. I don't want to be in that chain. I don't want to be enslaved to this sin. Find a way. So I came down to Oklahoma City. I stayed there a month, and then my son called me. He said, Daddy, I'm gonna start baseball on Tuesday. And I said, good. I'll be there. I'll get there Monday night. This was in April 19th. And I left that Monday. And as I got to Kansas City, I was probably about 5 minutes outside the city limits, and a highway patrolman stopped me. And I could have got away like any other time, by letting them know who I was. They didn't know my real name, but letting them who I was and who I worked for and stuff like that. I had a lot of pull, with the DEA and the organizations, the FBI and stuff like that. So I finally said, they're looking for me as Carlitos, and another nickname, Sam. That's what they're looking for me. And these are the descriptions that they're looking for. This is it. I want to turn myself in. Call so-and-so and tell them that you got me. He asked me, are you sure? Are you crazy? Why are you telling me all this? And he's like, and the only answer I could come up with was I love Jesus Christ. That was the only answer I could come up with. He's like, you're really crazy. And I said, yes, I am. I'm crazy for Jesus Christ. And that was it. He said, well, they arrested me. They called some more backup. And I was in the car. And when he came back from calling all those people, backup and stuff like that, they all pulled up like I was John Gotti or something. And I could have been if I wanted to be famous then. I'm not bragging, and I'm not proud of those moments that I've done. I always work behind the scenes and doing stuff like that. You got to understand, I ran the whole Midwest, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska. One place I never touched was Iowa, because that's where my family lived. So I thought I was a good drug dealer. You know what I mean? I didn't know any better then. So I had parts of Massachusetts, parts of New York, southern New York. I had Tennessee. I had Kentucky. I had all those states that my supplies would go there. I'm not bragging. This is nothing to brag about, but I'm learning from the past, and I'm healing as I speak about my testimony. It helps me heal. So they said, you know what, you're going to be stuck there for about 6 months. I said, well, if I have to be here 6 months before I'm extradited, so be it. The very next morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, the Oklahoma task force was there to pick me up. And after he had told me it'd be about 6 months, obviously, I was wanted somewhere. And I signed my extradition papers. I saw the judge there in Kansas City. And by legal means, as the laws say, the U.S., if you're an immigrant, they got to check your background status, your legal status, and all that, right? So that's fine and dandy. It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna do some time. Where am I gonna go? So I signed my extradition papers, and a week later, I was shipped to Oklahoma City, to be exact.